What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Before I get started, I just want to say rest in peace to XXXTentacion. That's really some tragic news that we learned about a couple days ago in the music community. And I wasn't a huge follower of his music, but I definitely liked the newer stuff that he put out. And there was definitely potential for him to be a really great artist. And he was also very inspiring to other people. And just to lose somebody in our genre of music like that has already made a name for himself, only being 20 years old, is a pretty big deal, and it came as a shock. So I want to say rest in peace to him, and it's going to be hard, especially to his friends and family. My condolences are with them. I can say I was getting to be a fan of him, and it's a really tragic thing that happened in the past couple days. So yeah, rest in peace to X, and I just had to say that. Alright, so today what we're going to be doing is making a beat like how Murda makes his beats. I personally am a really big fan of Murda and some of the techniques that he uses in his beats, and try to incorporate them into mine. That's what I'm going to be showing you today, and let's get into it. Okay, so for Murda's beats, he always likes to start with one basic simple melody and then build off of that, and it's always got to have a bounce. So if you have heard the song Motorsport, he produced that. It's by Migos. There's that bell sound, and that's kind of what starts the tempo and the bounce and everything of that song. So here is what I started with. So I knew I had that kind of bouncy, like tiptoe type feeling, and I wanted to build off of that. Alright, so still using the same exact instrument from the same plugin. It's called Messiah. It's like an electronic type plugin, but it's got some nice plucks in there. I used the same exact instrument, but drew in a different melody. And this is kind of like underneath the main pluck sound that I played at the beginning, but this is what it sounds like. So it's got some filler notes in there, and this is what it sounds like, both of them together. Alright, so next to Murda's beats, there's usually a really grimy, like muddy type bass. And I always like to put bass in pretty quick when I'm starting to make beats or loops. So I put the bass in as my third instrument. So that was the bass, and then after that I needed to get something more of a bounce in there as well. So I put this little clap in here. That kind of clap. It's like a really dry clap. Also, Murda likes to use really dry drums, so like our crispy drums. So I decided that this would be a nice clap to kind of throw in there, and just like an accent. Just until I get like more of the main drums in there. So here's what it sounds like. Alright, after that I put the main clap in. This is from a Gucci drum kit, I think, and it's called Mud Clap. It's a really nice clap. It's really crispy, and when you put that on top of the snare, or like the other clap, sorry, this is what it sounds like. Alright, so after that, I put the kick drum in there, and I always put the kick drum in before my hi-hats. I know some people put hi-hats before, but I just wanted to go ahead and throw that in there to have more of a bounce and see where I wanted to put other perks. So I went ahead and threw the kick drum in there, and it's a really thumpy kick drum. So here's what that sounds like. And I'm also going to play the hi-hats as well with it, just because it's a really simple pattern. So you hear those go as well, and those are also really crispy. Alright, so for the next thing, next things I should say, I added the classic Zaytoven chant. That one that's almost in every one of my beats, I've said that before. And then a shaker at the end, the Zaytoven shaker. And then it would not be a Murda beat unless you had this chant in there. That's the Murda chant, so I put that on top of the Zaytoven chant here, just to give it a little bit more flavor on one of the hits. So with those perks in there, that sounds like this. So that was for the drums, and then I added another bell in here, and it's the same pattern as the very first melody I showed you, but just in a different octave and kind of a different sound, so it sounds like this. Very spacey. So that sounds nice, and then I also threw a flute in there, just because Murda likes to use different ambient sounds in his beats, and I figured put a flute in the background, turn it down a little bit, and then throw a reverb on it. I figured it would sound nice, so that's what that sounds like here. Higher octave, but you can hear the reverb on it. Nice melody. And then everything together sounds like this. Alright, so I knew I had the main loop done, but I needed to have like an intro, and what I always do for my intro is I bounce some different instruments and then reverse them, and then put them in lower octaves just to have like a different type of vibe at the beginning. So here's what I put at the beginning. I reversed the flute, dropped it down an octave. There's my tag. Had this weird lead I reversed, and then the bass comes in, and the original clap. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a really fun beat to make, and I honestly like it a lot. I have probably one of my friends rap on it. His name is Flight AJ. He's a pretty good rapper, and we're both trying to come up together, and we work well as a team. So I'll put his SoundCloud link in the description, as well as mine. Go check out some songs that he's done and I've done with him. Yeah, thanks for watching this video. Leave suggestions in the comments what type of beats you guys want me to make or what type of video. Even some challenges maybe, and I'll see you guys next time.